Hi and welcome back. In our previous episode, we walked through how to build a CSV uploader to get data into your application quickly and efficiently. And now we're going to turn it around and build a CSV downloader because there's going to be a lot of times if you're building enterprise applications where just having the data in the database isn't going to be enough. You're going to have to be able to download it to generate Excel files and different reports like that. And thankfully, because Rails does a great job of handling different data calls and being able to pass parameters pretty quickly, it's going to be very easy to build this out. In fact, because we already brought the CSV uploader in, we've already built some of our code already. So to get started, we're just going to go into our company's controller and go to app and then controllers and then companies. And actually, before you do anything, as a best practice, make sure that you build this out on a branch. So we're going to say CSV downloader. Okay, so we're there, and now in our index action, right now we have at companies equals company dot all, which is perfectly fine. And so the next thing that we want to be able to do is have it respond to a CSV call. And so to do that, you just do respond underscore to do and then say format. And now we're going to pass in the two types of formatting we want it to work with. So we'll do format.html and then format.csv. And in the CSV, we'll pass it a block, and we say that we want it to render text, pass it in the instance variable of companies, and then to CSV. And if you're wondering where the CSV function is coming in, it is not being created yet. So that's what we have to do. And then so end this block, and that should be all we need to do. Yes. So that and all this is doing, just so you understand, is we're saying that this company's index action, this method, needs to be able to respond to both HTML and CSV. So if we call a regular web page, it's going to give HTML. But if we call a CSV action, meaning we hit .csv at the end of it, then we want that to actually create a CSV file for us. So it's pretty straightforward, and Rails does a really nice job of that. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is go into our companies, our model, and we're going to add another class method. And so we're going to say def self dot to underscore CSV, and then CSV dot generate do pass that in an iterator of CSV, CSV column underscore names, and then we want to pass in all dot each do company CSV. And if you're wondering where those two kind of angle brackets, those are just saying that we want to put everything from the right into the left. So we're putting everything into this CSV array. So say that company attributes values at, and then we'll say column names, which is what we already gave it. And that block, and that block, and that block. Okay, hit save. And now let's see if this works. So hit Rails S. Starting up the server. Go to companies. Okay, and then at the very end do CSV. Open this up, and there you go. There are companies that all work perfectly. It shows the ID, the name, manager, status, terms, And then also even added the created at and the updated at because those were located in the database. So that worked perfectly. Now the next part, because obviously we don't want our users to have to click .csv, now we're going to add a button down here so that we can actually download them just by the click of a button. And to do that, all we have to do is go into our company view, and so come down here, companies, index, and then just scroll down all the way to the bottom where we have import companies. And don't worry, I know that this looks ugly. We're going to do our design at the very end of the series. So if it doesn't look appealing, it's not supposed to. So just know that I usually do my design at the very end just because I like to keep the design and the functionality separate. Let's see, download file, and so we're going to match that, and now we just pass in the embedded Ruby code, and we'll say link to, because we want this to be a button, and say report, because we're saying this is a report, and this is going to be at the company's path because that's what we're calling. Remember when we created our controller action, we said we wanted it to be able to respond to, so we say company's path, and then we do format CSV in quotations, passing it as a string, and there we go. And so that should be everything that we need on that. Hit save, come back to the application, hit refresh. So now we have download file, and it didn't get saved as a button, so you can see this button that says, or this link that says report. Let's just make that button really quick. So if you come back over here, say link to at the very end of it, just do class btn and btn defaults. And while we're here, let's also do that for the submit tag over here because I don't like the way that looks. btn defaults, hit save, come back, hit refresh. Oh, it didn't like that. Oh, well, that would definitely make sense because we didn't add it as a class. Okay, that should work. Hit save, come back, hit refresh, and there it goes. And we have a lot better looking buttons. So now if you go to download file and you click report, it does the same exact thing as when we went up here and did .csv, and there's all of our data. So congratulations, you now know how to create a CSV downloader, and all of this data now can be used in Excel the same way any Excel file can be. So you can use it to generate reports, graphs, pivot tables, anything like that. So please let me know if you have any questions or run into any issues as you develop it yourself, and I'll see you in the next episode.